This came from the owners' meetings. I was there. It was like 3 months ago, so it's not breaking news. But for whatever reason, it struck a chord with Niner fans, and it was talked about, written about. Kyle Shanahan interviewed by Steve Weish of NFL Network, and he was basically laying out the quarterback situation. And it's refreshing to hear because we don't hear Kyle talk very much. I don't think he talks off the record, and a lot of insiders all offseason have been speculating. It's going to be Sam Darnold week 1. It's going to be yada yada. They hate Trey. They love, like, we've heard all this speculation from people who we assume have sources, but it's all speculation. And when it comes from Kyle, it's real. And I think what Kyle's attitude is, it doesn't matter which quarterback's going to be is going to play for this team. I think that's his attitude. It really doesn't matter. They're all going to play well until they get hurt. I think that's Kyle's mentality. None of them are going to stay healthy. They're all going to play well. They're not going to win and lose games based on their quarterback. They have a great roster. I think he feels that Trey Lance would have played well last year eventually had he not gotten injured. I think he feels that Sam Darnold would play very well in this team right now. And I think he feels that Brock Purdy's proven it. So I don't think he thinks it's a problem at all. I think he's realistic about the fact that his offensive line isn't really there to protect the quarterback. He doesn't really put much of an emphasis on that as a play caller. And his quarterbacks get hurt. That's just a reality of it. So rather than beef up the offensive line, he had a chance to do that. He didn't want to do that. He actually let it get worse on paper. He just got more quarterbacks. I think he's very self-aware. He's like, look, I didn't like Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback at all. Jimmy had a lot of success with me. His numbers were good. We won a lot of games. And I ran him out of town. So I don't have to love the quarterback to be able to win with him and get good numbers out of him. I can win with Brock Purdy. Does that mean he's a franchise quarterback? Not necessarily. Brock Purdy could start week 1. Does that mean he's going to be starting week 10? Not necessarily, because I'm not going to protect him. Can he protect himself? He did an okay job at that last year. Doesn't really matter. It's really, I think Kyle is realistic, pragmatic, and he's thinking it'll be the last man standing. Whoever starts week 1 probably won't be starting at the end. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I got 3 guys I feel confident enough in. That's all he needs. 3 guys who can start in the NFL, and he feels like this team can elevate him. It's kind of strange. I mean, if you think about it, he's the exact opposite of Andy Reid. A lot of people compare him to Andy Reid, because Andy Reid got close early on in his career to winning a Super Bowl but couldn't get over the hump. But Andy Reid's philosophy as an offensive genius is the opposite of Kyle's. Andy Reid's philosophy is give me a franchise quarterback, not a game manager or point guard or a guy who can distribute or dink and dunk. No, give me a weapon, an MVP candidate franchise quarterback, Donovan McNabb, Michael Vick. Alex Smith was the number 1 pick in the draft. And now Patrick Mahomes. Give me a real weapon at quarterback and give me one of the best offensive lines in the league. After that, Andy Reid's like, yeah, I mean, weapons are important, but he had seasons where he had very little weapons in Philly and Kansas City. Jeremy Maclin. I mean, he'll figure it out. He's a really good coach. He can draft people. He can get guys late in the draft who are explosive and fast. He found Isaiah Pacheco. He found Tyreek Hill late in the draft. Like, he can get guys. Kyle is over here like, I'm an offensive genius, but I need to have Christian McCaffrey. I need to have the highest paid running back, the highest paid tight end, the highest paid wide receiver, the highest paid left tackle. Like, Andy Reid's perspective, like, man, nah, I just need the quarterback in the offensive line. Kyle's the exact opposite. I need the weapons. I need the defense. And the quarterback's interchangeable. So when we hear reports like the Niners love Brock or whatever, I don't think that's Kyle. I think that's the front office. I think Kyle doesn't give a damn.